Welcome to Society 101, where we'll unpack the systems shaping our lives consciously and unconsciously and begin to imagine, hopefully, something different. Now, I recently found out that I was neurodivergent, and what I now know is called my special interest for the last 25, 30 years has been society and how it operates. Actually, societies, all of the societies. And as a black queer lesbian woman in the United States, I started questioning power for obvious reasons. Who has it? Who doesn't? And why? In the 90s, I wandered a lot spiritually, intellectually, politically, and I noticed something early on in my search for answers. That turned out to be a little bit of a pain in the ass. All our fancy societal specializations really don't like to talk to each other. So, as a result, this series is what I found when I followed the breadcrumbs across disciplines, borders, and beliefs. Now, whether we realize it or not, each of us is operating within a social system. Think of it like an operating system running in the background, like on your phone or your laptop, dictating what's normal, who gets to lead, who must follow, and how value gets assigned. Simply put, it's the way large groups of people, and sometimes not so large groups of people, decide things. It is what shapes us. It is the air we breathe. If we were to consider ourselves fish, it is the water we swim in. And at the core of this system are two powerful axes. One of them is the superior inferior axes rooted in hierarchies that rank people and cultures and identities organically and statically out of balance, right? There's very little, there's superior, inferior. Superior doesn't exist without the inferior. Anyway, I digress. The other is harmony integration. That axis reflects whether a society prioritizes maintaining surface level peace or seeks deep connection and interdependence. Interdependence also being another word for system. For the most part, a harmony integration axis simply seeks balance. Now, these two axes form a spectrum, a kind of societal compass that influences our relationships, our institutions, our economies, and even our internalized beliefs about our own self-worth. And when we talk about systems built on superiority, we will sometimes need to talk about supremacism. Now, you'll hear me use the term white supremacism, not white supremacy. And that's quite intentional. Supremacy assumes a truth that isn't really real. White supremacism describes an ideology, a belief system created, enforced, normalized, and perpetuated over time. Language matters. And in Society 101, we're reshaping it on purpose. As we move through this series, we'll explore how the spectrum shows up in foundational cornerstones of society: sexism, tribalism, trade, and religion. But first, we're going to stick with the spectrum, because if we can see the system clearly, with all of the big parts, all of the system, we can begin to choose something different. Not just for ourselves, but for future generation. I'm Len Vidal, and this is Society 101. Let's get into it.